Hey, Tom here, FlipAnythingUSA. Been very busy, very busy. I'm going to share some of that with you. Richard, if you're watching, you might be particularly interested in this today. I've made some final touches on one of the bigger homes that I got. I'm in the middle of basically 4 renovations. This one here that I'm going to share some stuff with you has been one of my favorite. Also, those of you interested in the webinar and getting into the mentorship had some fantastic success, even with students that have been in as little as 4 months. I have a fairly new student, and I always try to preface everybody and prep them to be careful not to try to jump in too early. You need to really know value before you do anything. And anyways, congrats to, I'll just say Mr. T, okay? But he just picked up a couple lots for $17,500 each. And the last 6 lots that sold in that subdivision sold for $75,000 a piece. So he's got it signed. He's getting ready to close it. And, but so it hadn't happened yet, but it's looking pretty good. Everybody knows in my class, I tell everybody very cryptic. That's why I said Mr. T. It's very important that loose lips sink ships. You never want to lose a deal, and that can certainly happen if you're not careful. So, and I realize my camera's a hair crooked here, but we'll worry about that later. So, hey, you can call in. Anybody wants to call in, you see the phone number right here. Go ahead. So tonight, 7 p.m. Central, which is, I need my glasses here. I'm kind of getting tired and worn out. That's in an hour and a half. And what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to take one of my best pre-recorded webinars, and I'm going to set that on, and those interested in making money in real estate can watch it. I've been doing this for 42 years, done really, really well. And hey, Ricardo, why don't you call up and I'll talk to you about it, Ricardo. We can do that. It's interesting. I actually had an old friend look me up, and they found me from my channel. I hadn't talked to them for many years, and they had the very same question that you had, Ricardo. Unfortunately, inherited wealth is often squandered, and I've been the beneficiary of that in some instances, and I can't say I've never inherited any wealth. That I can tell you. I don't come from wealth, but I've got some students. Some of my students actually have inherited pretty good chunks of money. And they wanted to be so careful. They wanted to be careful how they dealt with liquidating the estate, but they also want to be very careful with the money that they have so that they don't squander it. They want to put it in and do the right thing with the money, and they're very smart. They're very smart for taking my class because that's what you're going to learn to do is treat money like a tool. And believe me, you can create a lot of income quite quickly with not that much money. You can take a small amount of money and you can grow it into something quite big, substantial, compared to what you start with. And then if you treat it right, you can continue to do extremely well. So anyways, so we're going to get rolling on that, and we can talk about that subject, or if you guys want to talk about real estate investment, if you want to talk about buying land, apartment buildings, commercial buildings, I've got my YouTube, I've got my Google Earth open here, and you'll see I've owned nearly every kind of property that you could ever want. Commercial, industrial, all sorts of stuff, and there's a lot of stories and experiences that go along with that. So I'll be right back with you, and be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Never mislead you. And you guys know I take on the fake gurus, and I don't collaborate with people that I don't think are good for you. And I'll be right back. You want to learn how to make millions of dollars in real estate? I've made tens of millions over my lifetime, and I'm showing people how to do it. Get in my free webinar. I have it every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Go to the link below. FlipAnythingUSA.com/webinar. Sign up for it. You can talk to me face to face if you want. Don't waste any time. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You don't want to miss my channel. I've been doing it for years. Okay, no, fix camera. That's good. All right, sorry. You guys probably heard me. I was trying to get the camera fixed. Anyways, so see, look, you can call in live if you want. We'll talk anything. Anybody got a question about anything, I'm happy to answer to the best of my ability. Do have a webinar tonight, again, 7 p.m. Urge you to get into it. I'm probably going to play a recorded webinar just because I got some tasks to do. But let me share something with you. Hey, Richard, I hope you're out there. Let me know if you are. Richard, by the way, I'm going to show you something really cool. So I'll show you some cabinets I just put in today. In fact, they're still going in right now. Yeah, check this out. This is pretty cool. And so actually, I'm going to do something on high-end, where the heck are we? On some high-end, let me see here. Let me get this going. Hey, Tom here. So let me know if you guys have any problem with the audio, if it's not coming through. You know, I use high-end cabinets for high-end properties, and I'll use, you know, I always try to do a good job, of course, but maybe use a little bit of lower-end cabinetry, you know, just price appropriate. In fact, one of the houses that you're going to see a kitchen right now that I'm replacing, and you'll see that the cabinets that came out of this place went into another house that's worth about $500,000 or more or less, and you'll see why. Getting ready, you got going? Mm-hmm. We're getting ready to go live here. You can see we're doing the final touches on here. These are putting the bar back panel, goes on that half wall. Back here, these are all maple, all clear white maple cabinets. We got beautiful hardware here, self-closing. If you look down in here, take a look. They've got a little shock absorption here, and very cool. Very self-closing. You cannot slam them. I've got a drawer microwave going in here, and then we got a 42-inch flush mount refrigerator going in here. Dishwasher, of course, there. This is really cool. This is a coffee bar with doors that hide it. It all looks very nice. And then same here. This can be my little whiskey and wine bar here. And that closes there. They're still working. They're going to do some investment. Little wine rack down here, wine cooler, refrigerator down there. Anyways, but that's why I've been so busy. You can see up here we've got this is a hood, big old 42-inch hood, hangs down from the ceiling. It's covered with plastic right now. This is a big Wolf, 42-inch. It's oversized. It's a little bit higher maybe, probably RV. But so this is a Wolf hood that's going in right here. It's probably like 42 inches wide. By about 26 inches deep, really high end, beautiful. The blower, if you really want to do it right, and it's expensive. I'm not gonna lie to you, stuff is expensive. You know, that's about a $4,000 hood, but it has a separate fan. In other words, there's no fan in the unit that's actually exhausting. The fan is mounted, 20 feet away or 15 feet away, exhausting outside into the outside the building. But it makes this thing whisper quiet. You just don't hear it. It just sucks, but you don't hear the fan. That's how the high end ones are. That's actually kind of more like a commercial property too, right? But I'm having a lot of fun with this property. It is one of my favorite. And on the cabinets, by the way, you can see the cabinets. If you take a look, that's white maple. That is just pure maple. It's a very, very hardwood. And but I was going for just kind of the plain. That's clear lacquer on clear white maple, and we'll finish this, and then we can talk about some other stuff. In the meantime, hey, feel free to call in. And this is a big wolf, 42-inch. It's oversized. It's a little bit higher, maybe, probably hardly, but it actually makes up for it with the CFM and the size that it has. But, and this is going to have a inductive cooktop, very beautiful. You can boil water here, you can have something warm here, and then you can switch positions, and it'll keep boiling over here, and this will stay nice and warm. It follows the pan, it identifies, it's really a smart cooktop. So, anyways, just wanted to share that with you today, so we're live on the webinar tonight. Hey, so, you know what, it's funny because I've done a lot of videos on value add, and they're my least popular. I mean, unless you're somebody that loves this sort of thing. But you know what? If you're an investor, you should be interested in this. You really should be. Because even if you don't know how to do anything with your hands, you need to know what things cost. You need to know what things are, options are. I used to fly to Taiwan, and I call Taiwan Factory Island, because I forget, it's like 200 miles by, 40, 50 miles wide, but that is nothing but a factory. The whole place, very polluted, and you can hardly breathe. But if you want to get something made, man, there's just no place that you can get so much made in such a small area. You can drive from one end of the island to the other in one day. But it's important that you know what your options are and what you can do out there. So real estate wise, if anybody wants to call in, please call in. And if you want to talk about anything, I'll jump to whatever you want to talk about. What are your plans right now? Or, I just told you I had one of my students, he just got 2 lots for $17,500 a piece. He's about to close them pretty quickly. And he expects he's going to make about $52,000 a piece on these lots. Land is a wonderful game. If you guys are interested in land, I can show you where I've made millions of dollars in land. If you're interested in apartments, I'll show you where I've made millions of dollars on apartments. I can show you where I've made millions of dollars on, just about anything you drive by, houses, commercial, industrial buildings. The economy right now is, listen, when interest rates go up, typically values go down. I think there's some exceptions to it, of course, depending on where you live. There's some areas that are booming and will continue to boom. In other words, they have a lot of if you're a high-tech area, in an area where, maybe a particular high-tech field that's growing, I feel like we got so much stuff around me, it's crazy. We got Tesla and AMD, huge chip plant, 40 miles away, Tesla, 15 miles away, and these are the kinds of jobs that people, starting pay is $250,000 a year for a lot of these guys. And, the thing is people don't realize there's engineers out there, that get paid anywhere from whatever, 100 grand to say 500,000. And, these guys are always looking for the best and brightest people that come out of school, and they can pay. It's hard to believe because listen, these kids get paid today more than I used to make when I was self-employed, with a construction business. But that's the kind of wages. These guys make $400,000 a year, many of them, some more, some a little bit less, still really good money. And so in an area like mine, the values don't drop quite as much. They may have to, settle for a $500,000 home, which I think that's the median home in my area right now is like $400,000 and some odd $1,000. So things can change quite drastically. The interest rates are starting to get near where they were when I started. A lot of young people and YouTube people don't know what the hell they're doing, make bold predictions. And, it's very difficult to make predictions, I can tell you. Anyways, hey, All World Construction LLC. Hey, glad to have you. I love having carpenters. And I've got carpenters in my class now that have made over $1 million. So it's a wonderful thing. And I got some other ones that have made well over $500,000, several of them. So All World, man, you love the book. Watch the mentorship tonight. You should be in it. I just showed a cabinet job, but I got all kinds of stuff. In fact, you know what? If you guys want to see, I'll show you another property that I just bought Monday. And let me see if I can find that thing. I'll show you something kind of cool. So check this out. No, this really has nothing to do with it, but that's a UT game that I was at. I had a friend nice enough to give my girlfriend and I these VIP seats, and along with being fed gourmet food, and it was quite a treat. Yeah, so I kind of showed this one last week, but let me just show you. And this is you saw the inside of that house that I just showed you. Now that's a $1 million+ home remodel, right? I'll buy anything. I bought that, for in the right around 500,000. And now I'll show you one that I just bought that's about 200,000. And I got bit by a pit bull in the backyard, by the way. But I'll share this with you again. Junk trees, they grow like weeds. Usually I rip them out all along the perimeter, but we actually have 3 giant junk trees right here. These are, what do we call these again?
China berry.
Yeah, China berry. Yeah, so these are China berry trees. They grow like a weed, but they're a tree. They're great for making shade quickly, for making a track home look established very quickly. But they have like a limited life. In about 30 years, just all of a sudden they die like a battery and fall over. And if you have like hard rock underground, the veins of the roots just climb all over the top of the thing. Let's see, let's get the, let me get you something up here to look at here. Yeah, so that's the webinar tonight, but also I'm going to give you guys the call in. Anybody wants to call in, no pressure. I'm beat, but I always like to engage with people. Anyways. Yeah, they dropped this nasty fruit too. So these are China berry trees. These are junk trees. You want to get rid of them. But this place is a air conditioner. You can see the condensing unit back here. I got lucky on this house. Good. The FAU inside. See, look inside. That is like a brand new air conditioning, condenser. The FAU, the forced air unit, inside also like brand new. The roof is like brand new. This house has really good bones, as we say. In other words, good foundation. It's got brick all the way around. Expensive homes are all brick. It's a standard of quality that it costs a lot more to brick the exterior of a home, than to stucco it or to, put some cheap siding on it. So this home has got great potential. Looks good. These are things you want to look for. The roof looks good. I don't see any damage on the roof. So those are big things. A roof on average is for an average home like this, 8 to 10 grand. So. And the same for an air conditioner. Air conditioner is about 12 grand now. Yeah, ACs are nuts. On, how many tons, but on average for a 1,700 square foot house, you need 3.5 tons. 12 grand. This is going to be a fun one, and it's going to be a fast one. I'm going to replace all the windows too. The windows are just single pane junk. So you guys hear everything out there? Okay. It sounds like you do. I just described I got to replace the windows on this place. It's got new air conditioners, which, listen, air conditioner costs you about 12 grand now, if you got any kind of duct work to do, especially. But, for an average size home, for a 5-ton unit, could cost you, like I say, close to $12,000. All World Construction says you just finished my book. Thank you. Glad you did. Be sure to get in the webinar tonight, because if you like the book, you'll like a lot more. And I'll get into it a little bit here. I'll do like a mini webinar here too, by the way, those of you that are interested in making money. But you can call in. So listen, if you want to talk about something specific, please do. I would appreciate it. And somebody called in. Let's see who called in here. I'm going to take this caller. Can you hear me?
Hey, Tom. It's Austin, AWC. I made the comment earlier. How are you?
We have him here. Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Son? So I don't know if the caller's still here or not.
I'm here.
But text me or write in there if you're having an issue. But maybe it's here. Caller? All right. Why don't you call that number? We'll call you back, I guess. Call back? Yeah, but I can't hear anything. All right, we got a caller, but
Hey, this is Austin with AWC.
I guess I can do it there.
Hello? Hello? Hey, Tom.
Hello? All right.
This is Austin. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I'm hearing something. You there, guy?
Yeah, this is Austin.
Oh, hey, Austin. Good. I don't see him registering up here, son. Bear with me a second, folks. Austin, can you hear me? Would you talk a little bit, Austin? Make it easier.
Yes, sir. I can hear you. All World Construction. I commented. I just finished the book, and I had an important question.
Okay, very good. For whatever reason, I'm not hearing him on. Do you hear him on the speaker? Hey, keep talking, Austin, please.
So the question is, okay. So the question that I'm interested in asking today is, if
Austin,
the market is a little bit overinflated.
Okay, very good. All right, All World, go ahead. Austin, thanks. Sorry for the audio. Listen, I'm more of an investor than a YouTuber, so I have these problems at times. But anyways, so I got Austin here from All World Construction. Yeah, ask away, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, Tom. First off, I'd like to say thank you for having me. I just finished your book. You made me laugh, and you got to the nitty-gritty, to the point, and I learned a lot, and I'm excited. I got my letters written. I've been checking parcels and checking cross-referencing and making lists and CRM. So I feel like I'm putting in all the pieces together. So kind of where I'm at is I'm a builder, and I'm pretty self-sufficient. But as a builder who's young and hungry, I'm in my mid-30s, a little bit of money saved up, have a construction company with some consistent clients. If it might be within my niche to buy a piece of property, you know, maybe seller carries the note for maybe around $200,000 here in San Diego if I get a prime piece, because a lot of the pieces are going at like, you know, 500, 600. And then I'm wondering, if I did get a piece of property, based on your experience as a carpenter, how long you think it would take me to build like a 2-bed, 1-bath to like kind of, you know, jump into and live, and then either jump out and rent, you know, and then rent somewhere else and start cash flowing that, whether or not you think that would be feasible for a builder to make money in this market right now in San Diego.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you live. The number one rule is you never pay what it's worth. It's a discipline.
Yeah.
I tell people I invest like Warren Buffett. I don't buy it unless it's worth a lot more. And that's how you got to discipline yourself. I've got a young guy that's just like you. Just today, he texted me, and you know, he said, Tom, he goes, I've been in the class 3 weeks, and he said the information that I garnered helped me get this deal I got today. And there's, you know, you got the book. The book is great. You get in the mentorship. It's like the book on steroids, and I've got the proof of it. If you look, I've got more testimonials than Grant Cardone, Chris Crone, I think Pace Morby, and it just add them all up. I've got the most profitable people. Go ahead.
I was just saying it all makes sense. You know, I already have that feeling, and it's pretty epic how much you simplify it and how effective.
Well, you're only getting a piece of it. Just so you know, you're getting a good piece, but you're only getting a piece of it. There's more. There is more. But starting with the book is a great way to start, and that's just God's honest truth. So look, I'm pulling up on Google Earth. You can take a look at from your. Let's see. Let me go to California. So,
but I mean, can I ask a more specific question? Do you think it's too high risk to like buy a piece of property and spend the next 18 months building it up? Because I can go 38 feet high, and I can go 38 feet high in San Diego now. I got someone else calling in on the other line. Sorry if it cuts me out.
No, you're good. I hear you. So listen, I even got a good San Diego story. I got a fantastic San Diego story. I'll even show you the property too. This is one a friend of mine developed, and it looks right over the, one of the passageway for the boats. You can see the San Diego skyline. It's commercial on the bottom. The next 2 floors are 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhomes. They actually kind of stair step out over the sidewalk, so everybody gets a view on the sides, and up on top, the ceiling also, or the roof also stair steps, so each person has a deck on top of the building overlooking the same. It's a beautiful thing. But so look, back to let me just tell you, I started as a cabinet maker, and then I started building homes. And unfortunately, all the red tape, the government, the city bureaucrats, they just F everything up, to be quite honest. They say they want to
slow it down. Do they slow it down too much for it to be like,
no, listen, San Diego is one of the...
If I save...
Yeah, you got to hear me out here
for
a second. You got to hear me out for a second.
Go ahead.
Listen, San Diego is one of the worst places to build. It takes forever before you can get a shovel in the ground to dig a footing.
I know that.
Okay, so when you're a business...
I've been doing mains and stuff.
Okay, so the bottom line where I'm going with this is the problem. You know the state of the economy right now. When you got a screwed up city like that...
Definitely.
And when you got a screwed up city like that, and you're in a little bit of a declining, at best right now, declining slightly, maybe worse, economy...
More deals are coming up, I would agree. But
no, that's not what I'm talking about.
Availability.
Hear me out. You got to listen. Listen. Okay. The problem is that when you're in business, you like to know where you stand, right? You'd like to know where you stand so you can take action. The problem is to take action. If you can buy a lot under market right now, just flip it. Take the money and run, because the alternative is you're going to build. So now you go get an architect, you get a plan, you go through all the bullshit you have to go through the city.
Yeah.
And then what happens is you lose a year. Well, in a year, your lot could be worth significantly less than you paid for it. And nobody's biting.
Because you could do 3 more deals, right? Well, you could do 3 more deals that are faster. And
flipping is you can flip and make your money on the spot. And so if you're looking at your screen, I'm just going to show this to everybody. This is an area I was building homes in California. It's about 100 miles from San Diego, or maybe a little less. So I was buying properties, and for every one of these dots you see, I bought 5 more properties. These are lots. These are 50 by 100. I was building 2-story homes. And I was making, this is pretty good money too. I was getting $100 a foot back then. So I'd get, $170,000 for a 1,700 square foot house. And it would seem like I was making about $70,000, but it was because I was buying the lots right. So I bought as many lots as I could afford by myself, which was about 20 back then. That was probably $200,000 cash. Well, then I kept finding more lots. I bought almost another 40 more lots with a partner. But in 1 month, I flipped 3 lots and I made $60,000. So, and in that month, I probably only spent 5 or 6 hours total on all 3 of those deals. So I made $60,000 for about 6 hours time, and I made $50,000 to $70,000 on a house that took 6 months. By the time I got it built, got it sold, money, check in my hand, 6 months. I could get a house built in 3 months back then, which is really fast by today's standards.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Can I ask you a question? So bigger picture, end game. Let's say, I do this, I start buying, houses, mansions, or let's say realistically, let's say I do this and all of a sudden my options open up to nicer things because I'm doing vacant land, not building. Even though I want to, I try not. And so for you personally, do you take that money? Is there an end game to build like your mansion house, or do you just buy at the house and then fix it up? Or like, what do you splurge on?
Listen, I'm fortunate. I'll tell you what like Manny Koshman, he collects cars. He buys beautiful cars. I don't care about cars. I have a nice Porsche. I've had nice Mercedes. I
like cars.
Yeah, I have nice cars.
I like motorcycles.
I've had everything. But what turns me on, what I really love is real estate. I love it more than anything when it comes to as far as something tangible. And so for me, the enjoyment I get out of buying, I don't care if it's a house of any size, of any value. I don't care if it's a $200,000 or if it's $1 million home. What I care about is that I'm buying it for about half of what it's worth and making some money. If I have something that's a value add, I fix it up and make it look nicer. If I make the neighborhood look better, that goes a long way, and a lot of my students are finding out that too. You make a property look better, people will want to sell you property because they know that you're going to do something positive. I took a disgusting restaurant that's so gross and dirty. In fact, I'll show it to you on YouTube. I'll share this with followers. This place was so disgusting that I bought that it. Let me see here. Get to it real quick. It was so bad that your feet would stick to the carpet. In fact, in one of the round cushion things, the booths, there was a hole and it looked like a wire sticking out of it. I grabbed hold of that wire and it was attached to a rat. I pulled a rat out of the cushion that was about 13, 14 inches long. And, but wow. Those are the kinds of things that, I like taking a nice property and making it a lot better. But I'll give you an example, and I'm flying to it right now for those.
Do you save your favorite house for yourself? Did you find a house that you don't cash flow out that you absolutely love?
I do. I bought a beautiful home. When I say a beautiful home, it's not. Listen, I lived in a trailer park. Any home is beautiful to me, okay? I lived in a trailer park.
Stay humble, I get it. But I didn't grow up with much either.
Yeah. So to me, I bought a very nice ranch-style home on, 3 acres of property. Very valuable.
Good open architecture.
Hang on. You're filling in blanks that you can't fill in. It was basically a ranch style home, but the land is what's beautiful. My kids could take a pee in the front yard. I raised all my kids, 4 kids, in a park that was in the middle of the city, basically. And so that is very unusual to have that kind of property. And now this property, the highest and best use is probably 100 apartment buildings.
Sounds like the best of all worlds.
Yeah. Yeah, you're in the middle of the city, but you've got it's like you're in a private, it's like you're out in the suburbs because nobody can see. You got plenty of room, and you got all the good stuff, your pool and all the good things you'd want to have at home. My home has. And I raised my kids. And, but again, the home wasn't like a Ben Mala home, but it was a great, I love the land. I love the land more than anything. That's the thing. But so look on the screen here, I'm just going to show you guys something. Here's a restaurant I bought. I bought this restaurant. And this thing here was so disgusting, but I was like the local hero because it was everybody wanted the restaurant. It was a Mexican food place. If you'd have seen what I seen, you would have never eaten there. But when I got done with it, I made a bunch more parking. I did this had a tree that was like a 11-foot diameter. I put all the seating on the outside here. I reconditioned the entire property like you can do because you're a carpenter. And but also in this same area, I own the lot. I own the next 3 houses alongside it. And I own a lot of property. All this property you see in this image. I own all this property. So I was making my neighborhood better. And I got the reputation for being somebody that when he buys something, it looks better when he leaves than when he gets it. And so I had some of these people that you see in this. That's important. Yeah. People would say, hey, I feel good about selling it to Tom because I know he'll do the right thing. He'll be an asset to the neighborhood. Yeah. And you'll get some really great deals that way. Now, but also, and I don't want to ignore this. So I got homes. Let me just drop you into a little area. Right here. So like I own that corner, and if you go a little bit this way, and I made millions of dollars in this neighborhood. okay, just off homes, just buying them, renting them. Bought that home, sold it, bought all these homes. Each one I probably made $400 to $500,000 on. But talking about your game plan, this is what I want everybody to do. Everybody watching, everybody in my class, is you need to understand that with your money, if you can take, listen, it doesn't matter if you're getting 50% a year on your money. If you don't have very much money, it doesn't matter. And if you're getting 50% on a piece of property that you bought for 10 grand, then the property's probably worth 60. So if you could take 10 grand and get a 50% return, then what you need to do is sell the whole asset and get 60 grand and then do the same thing and try to get 50% return on 60 grand. And you keep doing it until pretty soon you have an excessive amount of money that you can go, okay, now, what's my game? What's my goal? To be honest, I had a construction business like you. I started it when I was 19. When I was 27, I had over $1 million worth of real estate. And I no longer, I could live on that. This is $1 million back in 87 or something like that, 1989, 88, something like that. And so I had a lot of options. Money gives you options. So then what did I do? I'll sell my cabinet shop. I got the income from the rental. I sold the business. I got some cash from that. I'm flipping lots. I've got, this book right here has got, this is over $1 million in notes that I made on those lots that I just showed you, and big parcels of land as well. And what the comfort, and this is what's so gratifying for me as a mentor, is that I've got guys like me that can see a path to retirement, to putting their kids through school, to early retirement, which is even better. But, for me, I'll probably never retire because my hobby happens to be extremely lucrative, and that is buying and selling property. And I believe in it so much. I wrote the book originally for my kids. And now one of my sons is working with me. I just sold my daughter her first home for, half of what it's worth. And I could do that because I paid half of what it's
Tom,
worth.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yeah, go ahead.
And then I'm gonna let you go. But my last thought was, like a niche in the market, looking deeper, is if there's a house that is, it's a fixer for sure. We find it off market. Have you ever done like an ADU ad to it and then added so it would probably take 90 days and then it's added who knows, 200 or 200,000, 300,000, but it only took like 50K in materials and 3 months labor building it.
Sure. Listen, it doesn't matter whether it's a value add. Let me put it this way. And people kind of mix up terminology and they kind of I don't like anybody to misunderstand. When I buy a property, I try to buy a property at least 35% under market. So if I buy a fixer-upper that is going to be worth $300 after you fix it up, I don't care about that number. I care about what am I paying for it right now. If I'm paying...
And not having to build the ADU.
Tell me what ADU means. I don't even know what ADU means.
I'm sorry. It's the additional dwelling unit they approved for Californians.
Oh yeah, no.
The garage,
listen,
off the side or double.
Listen, I did ADUs in California without getting permission. Okay, I basically converted laundry rooms into a second unit.
Most people have. Yeah, most people don't.
Yeah. So I can't tell you to do it. I'm not going to. But I did it. I did it 30 years ago. But my point is I can't control what you do like that. But what I can tell you is the best thing you can do is flip property. Till you have $1 million. Okay, once you have $1 million, then you can take $500,000 and you can put that into, you can buy like a building. I don't care if it's commercial, industrial, an office, doesn't matter.
For sure.
You buy something for $2 million or $1 million and you put $500,000 down. You now have income coming in. If you live fairly frugally, if you've got whatever, just say you got 9% return on $1 million, you've got $90,000 a year coming in, but you borrowed some of the money at say 6%. So now you're getting 3, you're getting 15, you're getting $60,000 a year. $60,000 a year is not enough, but it's enough that you don't have to work all the time. Now you've got some options.
It's more passive.
Well,
and
yeah,
that's okay.
you can. I mean, you can just invest full time. I got a guy that works for me. I say works for me. Guy in the mentorship he doesn't work for me. Chris in the mentorship. He's already made $230,000 this year. He quit a $60,000 a year job, and so he realizes that the money that he's making by buying and selling property, that, and I'm not talking he did 40.
Now you can afford to live in California.
Well, he's not in California, but what I'm trying to tell you is he didn't have to do 100 wholesale deals. Wholesale is bottom feeding. I'm telling you, wholesale is fine if you start and you do something. If you can make money at wholesaling, you need to quit wholesaling because you can make a hell of a lot more money doing something else. And so I'm just telling you, that's just a fact. So, we all learn the hard way. But listen, you want to flip until you got enough cash, and just consider if you can take 10, turn it into 30, then you should be able to take 30, and turn it into 60 or 70, and then just keep doing it till you have enough cash that you have some real options, and then you'll love it. There's not a better way to make a living than investing in real estate. But I appreciate you calling in, and somebody else
thank you, sir.
Call in if you like, and I'll take another call.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Appreciate it.
All right, bye.
All right, I got another person on the phone. Who do I got?
Hello?
Yeah, how you doing? Who's talking?
Hey, Tom, it's Andrew.
Oh, hey, Andrew. I don't know if I've talked to you before.
Hey, so, I've watched a lot of your videos, and I'm really interested in real estate. I work in construction right now, and I only make about $35,000 a year, and man, with the economy today, it's just hard to save a buck on that. And I'm looking at kind of like I get caught up in this whole wholesaling thing, but I'm thinking that tying up a property at a great deal, leaving that delta that you always talk about is a good place to start to get some capital. What do you think?
Yeah, so look, let's just talk about you. How old are you?
28.
Okay, so you're 28 years old. Why? I don't understand why you're making only $35,000 a year. And I don't mean to be insulting. So you're making about $750 a week. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
And that's not bad.
I made some bad decisions in my past.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not saying.
I made some bad.
Sure.
I got pretty much. I wasted a lot of my life in nonsense, but I've come out the other end pretty good. So I'm working, and I like being in the construction industry. But even though I don't make a lot of money, I'm around them framing everything and plumbing everything, and I work on the excavator a lot. So it's like, even though I don't make a lot of money, and I listen to your videos all day long while I'm doing it, I'm getting paid to learn. You know what I mean? No,
you're doing the right thing. Just so you know, I always say, what do I always say? Get a skill, right? Get a skill. And so you're doing the right thing. And at some point, what you can do is, since you have a skill, you should be able to do what you're doing right now for an hourly wage for somebody. You should be able to get 3 times that wage if you do something on the side for yourself. In other words, you contract the job. Somebody needs something, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know whoever you work for that owns the excavator, you might even say, hey, you know what? I got this job I can do on the side. You mind if I borrow the excavator and I'll give you whatever? And a lot of bosses are cool. They'll say, yeah, go ahead. I'm glad you can make extra money. Listen, I'm happy for the people that work for me. If they can make a little extra money on the side on the weekend, that's fine. I think it's great because I want them to, I employ maybe 10 full-time people roughly. They're independent contractors, but I'm 99% of their work. So you're doing the right thing. I'm just telling you right now, try to get paid more. Try to be worth more to your boss. Don't be afraid to talk to your boss and say, hey, boss, I'd really like to make some more money. What can I do? And because listen, whether anybody likes it or not, and I've employed 100 people, okay? But I'm telling you, my job as the boss is to pay you as little as possible and make you happy, okay? That's the ultimate job. keep you working for me, but only pay you as much as I have to, and be competitive and make you happy and not lose you. And your job is to be as valuable to me as possible, so that I'll pay you as much as possible. And so, because when some people work hard for a while, and then when they start to screw off, they start looking like a person to me, and they start looking like a little pile of cash with legs that I'm wasting, and they're gone. It's the beginning of the end, or they get a wake up call, and I say, I have the conversation that I'm having with you, I have with them, and because that's just how it is. If you work for me, I hire people to make my life easier, and that means make me money. And if you're not doing that, you don't belong here, and you're not going to belong to work for anybody. But if you want to work for yourself, I get it, and that's cool, and you should. I think it's a good idea. But right now, getting the skills you're getting are great, but keep your eyes and ears open. Talk to those guys that have what you want. In other words, we call it role modeling, right? When you see the guy that owns the excavator that pays you to do the work, when I was young, I remember there was a builder, Keith Braun. He was a cool dude. He had 2 Shelby Cobras, the real ones, and he was just a smart, had it together guy, probably 36. I was 20, and I would look to do work for him on the side. I had another guy who owned a tire store same thing. I had another guy that built steel construction buildings. All these guys were wealthy to me. Now I'm probably wealthier than all of them. But it began with me looking at them as somebody that I wanted to be like. Hey, Russ, glad you're on the phone in there too. So listen, Andrew, I'm glad. Listen, go fill out my mentoring survey. Watch this tonight. I'm probably going to run this on a recording. I'm going to introduce myself to everybody and then turn it over to about an hour and a half deal. So it's important you get there at 7 or before or not too long after. And listen, you'll learn so much. You'll just learn so much just in the webinar alone. And that's why I say I would, there's nobody I can't stand in a room and talk with that's established, that's an investor, that if they've been doing it for a very, very long time, that would be great. It would be great. But there's not very many people, to be honest, that have my experience. I started at 19 and I got a lot of experience very young, and I've been doing it because I love it. I love it. It's like my passion, making money in real estate. And so that's, and my students are doing well as a result. And I see Russ just came in here.
I see it, Tom. I do. I see it, and I appreciate it, man. I've had to weed through a lot of the bullshit people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen. Anytime somebody says deal or says you can make a lot of money, or I did really well, and that's vague. People that are vague are full of shit. I'm just telling you. You can make a lot of cash, or all this. I did 500 deals. That's bullshit. I mean, saying 500 deals is nothing. That you could say, I lost money on 500 deals, okay? So you want somebody that has done very few deals and made a hell of a lot of money, and that's me. I'm a guy that makes a lot of money by doing very few deals overall. I've done over 200 deals, but that's over 40 years. That's only 5 a year. That's what you want to do, is you want that kind of experience. So, hey, listen, I see somebody waiting from the 707 area code. I'm going to take that call. But Andrew, please.
All right, Tom, thank you very much.
Fill out that mentorship survey. I'll have a one-on-one with you. There's a little more I should probably share with you as well. So thanks for calling, buddy.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
AWC, this is Austin.
Hey, buddy. This is Tom.
Hey, Tom. How you doing? That was a good talk.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear it. So tell me, what's your question, or what do you got going? What are you thinking about?
Oh, man. Are we live still? Or
you're live right now, buddy. Did we already talk or what?
Oh, man. Yeah. We actually talked, but we missed the call, but I'm glad we had that conversation. But I'm actually just writing some bids right now. But again, okay. I thank you for everything.
Okay,
and
buddy.
I'll follow up with you for the mentorship program. All right, talk to you later.
Looking forward to it. Thanks.
Hello?
Did I get you again?
Yeah.
All right, let's kill it. Thanks a lot. Sorry about that. Bye now. See ya.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. All right. There we go. I don't know why, but I got the guy in my call system here twice. So, anyways, anybody else got anything you want to talk about? Russ, how about you? What's on your mind? Russ here's done fantastic. Russ has already made a couple $1 million since he's been in the mentorship. 30 or 31, 4 kids. I mean, listen, what a great place to be. To already have enough money that you could almost retire or semi-retire, and he's like me. He's very much like me. He loves real estate, loves property, and since he's been in the mentorship, he's got his first commercial rental, and he did a knockout deal. He made over $1.5 million on it, maybe more, these are the kind of things that can happen. It's very, very cool. So tonight, like I say, you can get in here, and whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter. I just want you to take a look. Those of you guys that you get these preconceived notions, you get things stuck in your head of what you got to do or not do. So just in this little group of properties that I own, and I shouldn't say it's that little; it's quite significant. But you've got offices. I bought a restaurant, a bunch of houses. Here's a beautiful. I actually built this building. Okay, I'm not. And like Russ wrote, he just turned 31. Oh, October 31st. That's funny. That's actually, that is my my ex's birthday. So rates went down today. Oh, did they? Oh, Fed left the rate the same. You don't mean they went down. Yeah. So yeah, I hadn't even been paying attention, to be honest, that much, because I'm not that concerned about it. The people that are most concerned with rates are probably the ones that are freaking out over having to refi, and I understand that, and that's a difficult position to be in. But I can tell you right now, like, I've got a piece of land. I don't know if I should have bought it or not. It looked like I was going to make $1 million on it. And, but right now I'd be happy to make $500,000 and dump it. And that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a page out of my own book, and I'm going to try to dump it. I'm still making money, but I feel disappointed that I didn't make more. Oh, I see. So Russ is saying that the Fed left the rate the same today, but as a result, the 30-year loan went down slightly. Yeah, that's the banks increasing their margin. Listen, the banks, the banks, there's a reason the banks are despised by so many people. And don't get me wrong, I love the banks. I make money off of borrowed money, so I'm not going to criticize the bank. But the bank has a very unique situation. The bank can take your money, and they can basically, they can loan it to the Fed daily and take it back. Give it to the Fed, take it back. Give it to the Fed, and they can get a very decent return from the Fed. And so they're not as motivated to loan it out when they've got a very lucrative and safe amount of money coming in by loaning it out. So it's just unfortunate, but that's how it works. That's how it works. But I personally, I own a lot of property. This is a building. I want you to see this building, because these are the kind of assets that I really, and actually Russ just got him one kind of similar. This is a 16,000 square foot building. I've had it for 20 years. It makes a lot of money. It makes a lot of money every year. And I that property's paid for. I built it. I paid for cash. Built it out of pocket. These kinds of, here's an industrial building. I own this beautiful industrial building, 20,000 square feet. I own this place. This is a school next door to it. These are the kinds of assets that will, that you can live on for forever. And, you get them paid for, or if you have a lot of equity, you never have to, you just don't even have to worry about it. I could lose half my tenants and I can still get by just fine. But it's like, but when you should, you don't want to pay too much. This is a building here. I paid $1,050,000. So look at this. This building here, believe it or not, this building started from about a $50,000 investment. And this is only one of, so I got a $50,000 investment that's worth about $7.5 million. And I say that, I don't mean that I'm worth more than that, of course, but what I'm saying is this one little partnership is worth about $7.5 million. And this is a part of that. And it started from a $50,000 investment. And it's kind of fun to talk about it, to be honest, because I'll show you a little bit of the chain of events. I think you'll find this interesting. And then anybody got a question? So check this out. So I bought, I can't remember what I flipped, to be honest, but I flipped a property that led me to buy this one. So I made, a couple $100,000 on two other investments that gave me the $200,000 roughly to buy this piece of land that you see right here. That piece of land, I held it longer than I should have, to be quite honest, but I sold that property for $2.8 million. I should have sold it right away and made $1 million, because I would have had, I just should have held it for probably 12, 15 years less than I did. But it doesn't matter, looking back, there's a reason for everything. So I don't beat myself up too bad. But that little piece of property, the $50,000 that bought the property, that made the 200, that allowed me to pay cash for this property, that allowed me to sell this property, make a couple million on, that led me to buy, some other properties, like, think of another one here. So led me to buy, this is a shopping center. You see that? That's a shopping center. It's a little one. It's what we call a strip center, got restaurant, bar, hair salon, dry cleaner, tattoo parlor, got a caterer in there. These kinds of properties like this, look at the density, right? All these people are going to go somewhere and eat, And I got other ones, there's here's another property. This is another beauty I have. Where is it? I lost it. Right here. Okay, so Russ just wrote, I should have appraisal done by the end of the month for the commercial property. Getting a line of credit, looking for more deals. So this is funny, because I tell you guys, I'm careful. I never try to exaggerate. A lot of gurus out there, that's all they do is exaggerate. They talk about probable profits and things. I only talk about real money. And so like Russ, he's about to get an appraisal on the property. It's safe to say he's made $1 million to $1.5 million. He thinks maybe he made more, but he's getting an appraisal on it. So that'll settle that, right? Russ will know exactly what you made. We'll see what kind of respect the bank gives you on that deal. But either way, whether he made $1 million or made $2 million, it's a beautiful thing, and it's where you want to be, And so, look, this is an elementary school I bought. It's got a food park on it. I've got I got food truck trailers and stuff like that. There's over here I've got, this is a nice industrial building. This is a industrial building you see right there above my head. It says 2016 on it right there. It's 20,000 square feet. These are the kinds of assets that buying little lots and little, I started with little lots and flipping houses, and then pretty soon I made my $1 million in notes, and then pretty soon I started taking some of that cash and buying things that were long-term investments and assets like you see there. So look, if those of you just got here, go to FlipAnythingUSA.com/webinar and sign up for the webinar. Others, take the webinar, the survey. Be like Russ in here, who's made a lot of money. And just so you know, I'll take you to the webpage real quick, which I'm about to update this. We got so many more new testimonials, so many more new millionaires. It's really, really cool. But right here, you can take the mentorship survey. Let me bring this down a little bit. You go to FlipAnythingUSA.com. Fill this out right here. Number 1, mentoring survey right there, especially you, Andrew, who just called. And I'll talk to you about, career choice or anything else you want to talk about. Listen, I'm here to help. I've been blessed, and I'm happy to share. And anyways, Russ, he's going to get that LOC, and yeah, I'm happy for you, Russ. I'm looking forward to seeing what you got. But, like I say, all these properties you see, when you look out here, you see these blue dots, and you look the other way, and you're going to see a lot more all out there on the horizon. There's a lot of properties out there, and these are, multi-million-dollar properties, strip centers, all kinds of stuff. And it's the stuff you kind of drive by every day. And that's why I tell you, if you're looking for a good mentor, you want somebody that is buying the same kinds of properties that you can buy, and that has a record that can do this and say, look here, look here, look here, look here. And that's what I prove over and over again. And so looking forward to seeing you guys in the webinar tonight, and get in there. And because I'm going to close it up for the end of the year. I'm going to probably take the rest of this time off till January. And, some of you guys can make it your New Year's resolution, right? To, get make some real money in 2024. We all have a tendency to do things that are we're usually our own worst enemies. Sometimes that can be drinking too much. This could be eating too much. Sometimes it's not exercising, it's being lazy. Let me tell you, you got to have more discipline to do these things too, by the way, because once you're wealthy, you got a lot of choices. And there's a lot of bad vices out there you can go to if you're not careful. So, you don't want to do that. Just be productive. And that's why I like spending my time sharing with people that are interested. So anyways, thanks for watching, everyone, and looking forward to seeing you in the webinar. And I'll leave you with this, and we'll see you tonight. Here we go. Oh yeah, forgot. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Really appreciate it, and it helps the channel. Also, get the book. If you don't have the book, get my book, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate. It's been a bestseller on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle, and that's a great place to start as well. Talk to you soon. You want to learn how to make millions of dollars in real estate? I've made tens of millions over my lifetime, and I'm showing people how to do it. Get in my free webinar. I have it every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Go to the link below, FlipAnythingUSA.com/webinar. Sign up for it. You can talk to me face-to-face if you want. Don't waste any time. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. You don't want to miss my channel. I've been doing it for years.